Tell us about this quota system that protesters are against. What is it exactly, and why has it become so contentious?
Okay, so Claire, the quota system was started in 1972 by Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, who is father of Bangladesh's current Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina. At that time, Bangladesh wanted to support the freedom fighters who had helped Bangladesh fight the independence war from Pakistan. And over years, this quota system saw a lot of changes. But in its current form, if this quota system is implemented, it would mean that 56% of the government jobs will be reserved. So public or graduating students cannot apply for these jobs. And the bulk of the quota is allotted to families and relatives of freedom fighters. And we have to understand why this angers students so much. Because Bangladesh, although has done economically really well, Sheikh Hasina is hailed for the economic success of Bangladesh. But in the last couple of years, Bangladesh has struggled economically. It's a country of 170 million people, and in this country, 32 million young people are out of jobs. And therefore, when this quota system was reinstated by a court, it really angered the students, and they came on streets and started protesting against it.
We begin in Bangladesh, where protesters have stormed and set fire to the headquarters of the main state broadcaster. Activists are opposing a quota system which reserves a third of government jobs for families of veterans who fought in the 1971 Civil War. Us up to speed here. What do we know so far about this fire at Bangladesh's state TV headquarters?
Claire, we don't have a lot of information, but according to news agency AFP, there were clashes between protesters and riot police, and apparently the protesters overwhelmed and chased the riot police, who, according to AFP, was firing rubber bullets at the protesters. The crowd then followed the riot police, who entered the building of Bangladesh State TV. And then there are reports that the crowd then set ablaze the reception area of the building. The broadcaster's Facebook page says that many people are trapped inside, but just as I've said, we don't have a lot of details as of now. What we know that these protests have been going on for a long time, but they have gone extremely violent in the last couple of days. Amnesty International says that they have analyzed and they have authenticated information from witnesses' testimonies, from videos, from photographic evidence that confirms that police did use unlawful force against the protesters. They also, Amnesty International also says that the witness testimonies prove that the police also failed to protect the student protesters. What we have to understand, it's not only the police. The students also say that this organization, Bangladesh Chatra League, which is a student body, a pro-government student body, the student protesters say that they saw members of this group and they were armed. They had rods, sticks, clubs, and some of them even had revolvers, and they did not discriminate between male students and female students, and they attacked all of them. And we have these reports. The government, of course, denies being behind violence and has put the blame on the opposition.